Hello and welcome to Valkyria Revolution. I'm pretty looking forward to this. I played the first two Valkyria games, Valkyria Chronicles and Valkyria Chronicles 2. They were kinda sort of third person, well, they were kind of strategy games similar to XCOM. Not exactly the same as XCOM, but if you think of XCOM, you're not going a million miles away. This game is something completely different. It's set in a different time and a slightly different place, but same kind of background. But yeah, let's just get started.
Ragnite, a mysterious ore that emits an azure glow. It contains a magical energy known as mana. Its discovery brought prosperity to the masses, thanks to a select few who could wield its power through alchemy. In due time, the mana engine, an alchemic device that uses Ragnite as fuel, was invented in Europa. The processing of mana itself became an industry, allowing the masses to access alchemy and sparking a revolution.
I really like the setting of these games.
This Azure Revolution transformed Europa. As the demand for Ragnite grew, so too did the conflict between countries. Thus began the Age of Imperialism, in which countries would expand their borders through aggressive military action. The revolution transformed mankind's history into one of endless war over the azure mineral.
Yeah, so the first game, a small nation in Europa gets invaded. The main characters get sort of dragged into fighting as part of the militia. That's pretty cool. Second game, set a couple years after that, the main characters are part of a military academy and have to fight against rebels and revolutionaries because the militia are only supposed to fight external threats.
The Kingdom of Jutland, September 15th, 1954, EC. On this day 100 years ago, the European Liberation War that shook the country came to an end. Elsinore, the capital of Jutland, is lively in celebration for the centennial anniversary of the country's freedom.
But this game's set in a completely different place. Not too sure what the time difference is, or if there's a time difference, but totally different place. We're not in Galea anymore. I'm sure it's Galea. First two games. Grave of the Five, Moulder. Here lie the Circle of Five, whose vengeful actions brought forth an inferno of war. With their execution, the blood of the brave legions is redeemed, and a just peace born. They rest eternally in the land of their birth, by the grace of the Holy Mother. Sounds pretty important.
Meanwhile, in a grove far away from the bustling city, two people from the Institute of Alchemy stand before a grave.
I'd like to know the truth, Professor.
The truth? What of?
I've been researching the Liberation War for a long time, and after going through the records, I've begun to have some doubts. Like, did the traitors really commit treason?
The Elsinore trials have ruled it as such. The history books paint a similar picture too.
I've seen the court records written by Lord Donovan Lindegard. The 5 traitors conspired to thrust Jutland into war for self-interest. They incited the citizenry to rise up, leading to the death of thousands. But is it even possible to start a war through personal greed alone?
Yeah, it probably is.
That conflict is now referred to as the Liberation War. The name speaks for itself. Doesn't the country as we know it exist exactly because they rose to action? Professor, you come from a line of instructors that spans 5 generations, all of whom taught at the Institute. And the time of your great-great-grandmother's tenure is of particular interest. I've heard that Princess Ophelia and the leader of the traitors, Amlet Gronkair, were classmates and her pupils.
Gronkair?
Have you heard anything from your family about that period? How did the traitors feel? What did they think? Or why did they lead this country down the path of war? If there's some hidden truth, we should share it with the world. I've looked through a lot of historical documents and research papers regarding the traitors. I've reviewed historical facts and researched them time and again. And I've concluded that there's an important fact that remains hidden about the traitors.
And that would be?
I haven't gotten that far yet. Still, I don't believe that the traitors started a war for selfish reasons. Jutland won the war and underwent a massive growth. The fact that they laid the foundation for it should be ample reason why we shouldn't think of them as criminals. If I may be so bold, I even think the honor of those 5 should be restored.
That's quite a bold notion. There's no need to restore their honor.
Then do you accept the contents of that trial, Professor?
They didn't want to restore their honor. They wanted to watch over this area. That was their only request.
Huh?
It was for that reason they accepted the brand of traitor and the penalty of death that accompanied it. Their only wish was for all 5 of them to rest here in this land. Still, the people couldn't forgive them.
But it's clear that their request has been granted. Why is that?
It was done out of love. A complex one at that.
You have heard something then, haven't you? Please, you have to tell me, Professor.
Very well.
So,
what I'm about to discuss, as you've surmised, this is a truth that's been passed down by my family, starting with my great-great-grandmother. Listen to it in its entirety, and then decide for yourself if this is a tale that should be shared with the world.
so this is kind of like them setting up the story. So like going to do it in retrospect. That's kind of cool. Like in the first game, they had it as like a historical book, a big leather-bound thing, and each chapter had its own set of pages, different tabs for like personnel and stuff. Really well done, really well presented.
October 4th, 1853 EC.
About 100 years before. So are these the traitors, heroes?
The region of Molda, where we stand now, became the first battleground in the war between Jutland and Ruse. Jutland's anti-Valkyria squad challenged the Rusi Empire. They were known as the Vannergund, and their commanding officer, Amlet Gronkair, was one of the traitors.
So Valkyria are basically one-woman armies. They can punch through tanks, they can they're one step away from being something from Dragon Ball Z. They're that kind of crazy.
Hey, Helena. That racket you've been making is getting on my nerves.
Huh? I'm just, trembling with excitement.
Looks like we've got a tough one over here. I expect great things from you, Private Anderson.
You can count on me.
I must be excited too. That's why I can't stop trembling.
You're just scared.
You're right.
Wow, harsh.
You ought to be following my example, little boy Bloom. I am the very paragon of vitality, vivacity, and virility.
Ugh, I'm surrounded by children. War's about to break out and you act as if you don't have a care in the world.
Excuse me? Miss Bridget, surely you're not including me with the rest of this ragtag rabble.
You're the brattiest one here, Isaac.
You're quiet as always, Tilda.
You're pretty calm yourself, Bridget, even though the enemy's practically within reach.
That I am. Strangely so. Once the battle starts, though, who knows what'll happen. I've been waiting for the day to take revenge on the Empire. I'll give no quarter.
Well, we have been pushed around a lot by the Rucks. Everyone has some grudge against them, big or small.
The old lady down the street from us died the other day. They couldn't find any medicine for her in time.
She was so nice.
Oh man, poor
God,
lady.
this is unacceptable.
As if we'll let an economic blockade kill us. If we're gonna die, we'll go out with a bang.
Just so.
And she is...
'Twas to save my people from such a regrettable fate, so far as I am able, that I have taken up the sword alongside you. We must break free from the clutches of imperialism, and put an end to this unjustly imposed embargo.
Oh, sorry.
Amlet Gronkair,
Yes?
I must say, I truly am glad to have joined this unit, for it has attuned me more closely to the will of my people.
Lieutenant Villefort. Yes, sir. Have the princess stand down.
Oh,
Beg pardon. I still have matters to discuss with you.
I don't.
Must you always speak so obstinately? Even to your
Come, Your Highness.
Godot?
Princess, when your commanding officer says stand down, you stand down. You're not students anymore.
Helena!
she's got a point.
Come on! Fifi's just trying her bestest, you know?
You always take the princess's side, Sarah. Why don't you become her handmaiden?
How rude! What's with the attitude?
Doesn't seem like they've bolstered their numbers nearly as much as the report indicated. Even if they had, we have our orders. Of course. Watch over the princess. Understood.
Sorry for the delay, Lieutenant Gronkair.
Why is that he's riding up on?
It started.
Sir, His Majesty decreed at 0752 to all citizens of Jutland the annulment of our alliance with the Ruzi Empire. He has declared we're entering a state of war against them.
Then to war.
Anti-Valkyria squad, prepare to commence operation. Our objective is to seize the outpost and take back our land from the Empire.
Everyone, please, lend me your ears. This is not just a battle, but the dawn of a war for our people's independence. May the blood of our own go unshed. And may we bring victory to Jutland, our country and home.
Okay.
Jutland back then was in a state of poverty.
Did
The
you like this
Ruzi
story?
Empire, who is in
I
a
thought I was gonna get some
long-standing
action.
alliance with our country, approached the other major powers of the world. Together, they launched a year-long economic embargo, which would later be known as the BRFH blockade.
BRFH. Brenland, Ruse, Frank, Hobstria. Those four powerful empires had ceased all trade and commerce with our country. With the blockade in place, the livelihood of the Judish populace was strained by a lack of resources. Jutland went to war under those circumstances.
So is this going to be the battle? Prologue. Outbreak of war. Imperial outpost, Mulder. Cool sword. Where do all the rifles go?
Let's go.
It's got swords. Is that like a battle axe, polearm thing? Yeah, one thing I do know about this game is it's a bit more hack and slash sort of style compared to the other more XCOM-like previous games. Operation Recapture Mulder. Mulder Imperial Outposts. Daryl, Bridget and Helena with me will launch a surprise attack on the base.
Alright.
The rest of you watch our backs. We'll hit the enemy hard while they're still confused. Let's go. Basic controls. Approach your enemy unit will cause them to attack. Make various actions. X or triangle to exit battle palette. Charge the action gauge to max basic attacks or access to battle palette. The action gauge refills after time. Press square to guard, circle to evade. Ready? When the action gauge is full, ready will appear, allowing you to attack. So it's kind of like an ATB type thing. Unit until ready appears, you can dodge and evade.
Let's do this.
So I'm ready to attack.
This should be easy.
Melee. So I can go. Oh.
Alright.
Battle palette. Oh no, taking covers. Yeah, press the R1 to crouch. Lowest damage recovers HP. Press R1 to vault. R1 to hide behind walls.
Let's
So
begin the lesson.
Can the battle palette. The battle palette accesses our chemical spells, secondary weapons, and any equipped. Spells are cast using Regnite points and range or powerful attacks to healing support. Secondary weapons do not use RP, but each gun or grenade has limited ammo. Unlike spells and secondary weapons, items are taken from the whole squad's shared inventory. Okay. Round Blaze, Earth Smash, Agni. Wolf, grenades, cool. Emotions, panic and surprise. Spells and secondary weapons may trigger targets to feel emotions like panic or surprise. Surprise mobilises targets while lowering their defences, panic weakens their abilities. Check a spell or secondary weapon's capabilities to see which emotions it can trigger in targets. Defeating an enemy commander will also cause their subordinates to panic along with other emotions that can be triggered situationally. Emotions can also be triggered in allies, so act accordingly. If an ally is panicked or surprised, for example, avoid battles until they calm down. So I'm going to try Round Blaze, Earth Smash, Agni.
Burn them all! Alright.
I swear I'm not drunk.
And
You
then
ready? Out of the way!
Let's begin the lesson.
Alright.
Don't go easy. Farewell.
Let's get this guy.
Sorry,
Sweet.
Who's next?
Let's hide. Anyone else out there? No. Sweet. Okay. It's massively different. Oh, cool!
Finally, they bring out the big guns.
The enemy forces are slow to react. I wonder if they're still half asleep.
Private Helena Anderson, ready for action.
Take it down.
Let's go. So, Alchemic armaments and parts. Alchemic armaments, aka tanks. That counts as a tank. Me and this game need to talk about what a tank is and what a mech is, because these are the Empire's greatest weapons. Their offensive and defensive advantages over infantry make them dangerous. Tanks, however, have destructible parts. Destroying these parts can knock a tank down or render certain types of attacks inoperable. Wielding a tank by first destroying its parts is wise. Wielding it is a wise alternative to aiming for the body. Target apart by pressing the R2 to lock on. Switch lock on targets with the right stick. Light tanks can be knocked down by targeting its legs and then drawing its.
Here comes the boss!
So I'm gonna. Oh no, wait. Okay, let's get rid of this little guy.
Who's next?
Right, let's. Round blaze, smash. That gets pretty much all of that.
You ready? What are you looking at? All right.
Is it? Oh, there we go. Hooray, we failed the tank. Sweet! Although, there's only upset about putting that tank. Boom!
Our tank! It's out of commission!
Where the hell are they coming from?
So they've finally taken the bait.
You must be a commander.
Runner, send word to the motherland. Everything's proceeding according to His Imperial Majesty's designs.
This is going to be like a bait and switch type thing.
There are several opinions about how the war started. One theory is that a desperate Jutland finally decided to mobilize, similar to a cornered animal. Another, that Jutland preemptively attacked due to intel that the Ruzi Empire was launching an armed invasion.
Would make sense. Weaken them with a embargo, and then when everyone's too weak to fight, well, ready to surrender kind of thing, just drive the tanks in.
Please do not worry for my sake. Am I not a soldier too? I can see to my own safety.
Also the princess.
Princess Ophelia. How audaciously admirable.
Oh my god, that guy's Vega.
Fifi, you're still royalty, aren't ya? No princess left behind, says I. And no soldier, too.
Guarding Your Highness is an order from our commanding officer. You can leave your protection to us.
Nay. Surely that would ill serve us all.
Oh wow.
It's over.
You mean he's dead?
Hey, you alright there?
I'm still so inexperienced. But I can survive. Nay, I must. For my country, I will.
Fifi!
Don't just run off. So is it going to swap to this perspective of the battle now? Yeah.
Stand back, Your Highness.
Right. I can still fight.
Spinning wind, freezing rain, Hillfield. Smoke grenades. Man. Smoke grenade.
In the name of Jutland! Rest in peace.
Let's get it on! Take it down! Showing all fire! Take him out!
He's fast.
Don't underestimate a soldier! Hoorah! Take it all the way!
Rest in peace. The fruits of
Oh,
our
yeah.
labor, yes?
He just knocked some guy out. It's like, yeah. No, it's going to be a cutscene where she becomes useless. Oh no. She got him without even trying. He dead.
Can you stand? Princess, can you stand?
Yes.
There a problem, Godot?
No. The princess just won her first fight is all.
You okay there, Fifi? You look even paler than usual.
But of course, she's killed a man with her own 2 hands. Such is the way of war. However, if you intend to follow us further, you must grow inured to death. A friend as well as foe.
You really need to learn how to read the mood. Still, what you're saying is correct. For once. Your Highness, it's wonderful that you volunteered for your country. But if I may be frank, you're a liability. No matter how compatible you are with Ragnite, that has no bearing on your qualifications to be a soldier in the field. At this rate, someone will die protecting you.
Everyone, I apologize for this disturbance. I am quite all right now. I'm fine. Please forgive my lapse in judgment. Rest assured it will be my last.
Fifi.
Amlet. I defer to your authority. Please grant me leave to continue fulfilling my soldierly duties.
You got this?
Yes, sir.
Then prove it. That work for the rest of you? We've taken care of most of their monotech, so let's finish this.
Even my king father has never experienced the likes of this.
And this is true.
I am the princess. I am a soldier. Defender of the people, protector of the realm.
Indeed. More enemies! Keep on your toes.
Alright.
Isaac, Tilda, Bloom, and I will go ahead. The rest of you, be careful. Let's get moving. Does she have a laser? Like a ray gun? Fear and confusion. Continuous panicking or surprising a target triggers emotions like fear and confusion. Fear and confusion have a stronger effect on the target and can also render them unable to act.
Child's play.
Take this!
Grenade!
Who's next?
Did it, Helena!
Oh, I've got to go round. Not up. Oh my god, they're all so panicked.
Alright.
Did it, Helena!
Alright.
Okay. These guys kind of got their act together a little bit.
Next.
Alright.
Sweet. Wow, that was quick. Once they start panicking and getting confused, they just go down like sacks of taters. Is this another tank? What's the madness is this? It's giving like a Zero Dawn Horizon kind of dinosaur vibe to it.
That's the enemy? What a nightmare. To think my unit's been routed by such paltry numbers. They don't even amount to a single platoon.
It's quality, not quantity, mate.
This looks like something out of a bad dream.
I think such heavy mono weaponry exists.
The bigger they are, the harder they fall, right?
Of course.
Right?
Right.
I'll take it on. Bring it!
Amulet!
Balthus. Target the tank and take it down.
I'm guessing he knows the pilot. Your Excellency, maintenance of the Dragon S-type is still incomplete. Fighting in this condition is dangerous. No problem, I'll burn them to ash before they get close. Prepare main cannons to fire. Here he comes.
Our foe
Keep an eye
approaches.
on them.
Let us dance.
Let's end this.
I'll give it my all.
Vigilance.
Okay, that wasn't so bad.
I'll give it my all.
Hey, it's got a leg down.
That won't work.
In the name of Jutland.
Oh my god, I don't know what I'm looking onto.
Watch this. That won't work.
The Empire's might.
Out the way.
That won't work.
Out of my way.
Ooh. Okay, reinforcements. Fine.
Not bad.
Nah, yeah, go for the header. Brilliant. I like how it lets you. Oh, jeez.
That won't work.
In the name of Jutland.
What are you looking at?
On a search. That won't work. That won't work.
Ooh.
Constant vigilance. Chase action. Constant vigilance.
Keep your guard up.
What's the big idea?
Keep your guard up.
Empire's
A worthy opponent.
Let's go.
Ooh. Let's go out of the way
Big
there.
idea. Constant
The
vigilance.
Empire's might.
Yeah, grenades.
Take this.
You're insane. But how?
This is good enough. That won't work.
Wipe them out.
Ooh.
Keep an eye on them.
The Empire's might.
Was that it? Is that it for the boss fight? Oh yes! You'll see dragon type. Mission complete.